The Life of Selena. Time and Life. Episode 1. Clock Face 3 o'clock Time, 1971 to 1988 Roots, Struggles, and the First Spark. Selena Quintanilla was born on April 16, 1971, in Lake Jackson, Texas, the youngest of 3 children in a tight-knit Mexican-American family. From the moment she was 6 years old, her father, Abraham, former musician, noticed something extraordinary. Her voice was rich, clear, and carried a natural rhythm that felt like it was born to be heard. By age 9, he formed Selena y Los Dinos with Selena as lead singer, brother Aby on bass, and sister Suzette on drums. They started performing at the family's small Tex-Mex restaurant, where Selena charmed diners. Even though she initially sang Spanish lyrics phonetically, she grew up speaking only English, but music became her bridge between 2 worlds. But life took a hard turn in the early 1980s. An economic recession forced the restaurant to close, and the family lost their home and savings almost overnight. Music wasn't just a passion anymore, it was survival. They traveled across Texas in a beat-up old bus they named Big Bertha, playing anywhere that would hire them: weddings, county fairs, dance halls, even street corners. Tejano music, the genre they loved, was almost entirely dominated by men, and venues often turned them away, saying a young woman couldn't lead a successful band. Critics dismissed them. Crowds were sometimes small or unkind, but Selena never lost her warmth or her drive. She once said, "We weren't just singing to make money, we were singing to stay together, and to share what makes us who we are." The tide began to turn in 1987. At just 16, Selena won her first Tejano Music Award for Female Vocalist of the Year, an honor she would claim 9 times in a row. That win didn't just silence her critics, it made her a symbol of pride for Mexican Americans everywhere, a young woman proving she could shine in a space that tried to shut her out. In 1989, she signed with EMI Latin and released her self-titled debut album, featuring hits like Contigo Quiero Estar and Mentiras. By the end of this chapter, she was no longer just a local performer, she was on the edge of something much bigger, with a voice that was beginning to reach far beyond Texas borders. Mantelpiece Clock, Life, Art, Identity, and Dreams. Through every challenge, Selena remained deeply connected to who she was and who she loved. Her family was her foundation. Abraham was her manager and mentor. Aby became her main songwriter and producer, and Suzette was her closest friend and confidant. Even as her career grew, she stayed humble, always making time for fans, speaking openly about her roots, and celebrating her culture with pride. She learned Spanish fluently over time, wanting to honor the language and traditions that shaped her music and her life. She was more than a singer, she was a performer who lit up every stage with a smile that could light up a room and energy that made crowds feel like they were part of something special. She dreamed of crossing over into English language music, of sharing her sound with even more people, but never at the cost of forgetting where she came from. As she once put it, "I want to be remembered as a person who wanted to be free, who wanted to be herself, and who wanted to make others happy." By the end of this first episode, time had written years of struggle and small victories, and life had shaped her into an artist and a woman of extraordinary strength, kindness, and talent, ready to take on the world. Sparkles.